It is breaking dawn. It is Wednesday morning. What a wonderful Wednesday it is. And right now we're joined by our second guest in studio, the author of the book and the creator of the book, If I Can, You Can Too. This is what the front looks like. Nice, man. All right. And of course, she was here a while back, some months ago, and we were talking about this book and the preparation stage that it was in.
Yeah.
It was just being prepared. It has been published now.
It is.
And it is in stores.
It is in a few bookstores.
Yeah.
We have in Curep, Academics Plus. It's in Charon's Bookshop in St. James.
Nice.
It's in Morton's, which is a cute little children's store.
All right.
I think it's like a little hidden secret on Long Circular Road.
Beautiful. I know the place. I know the place.
Yeah.
So Marsha Riley is here. Marsha, good morning to you. And
morning.
thanks for coming. And you know, let me
having
close
me.
this down, because yeah, they just sit. I'll just put it to block my belly. But yeah, because hey,
And we should be an honest.
I'm going to read this book and say, if I can, you can. If I could lose weight, you can too. All right, now now I see the front has Kishon Walcott, John Rahal, Ria Ramnarine, and Mailing,
Yes.
which
Well, it's a children's book. So even though I've interviewed more than 20 people,
yeah,
what I intend to do is release more.
okay,
Because, I mean, you can't give a child, sometimes when I'm doing a book reading, even by one, you kind of see them starting to drift away. You know, the attention span. So you don't want a book that's too thick.
Right.
I mean, even at my age, if I see a book that's too thick, I kind of go, whoa, I'm not reading
I
that.
ain't reading all
Yeah.
like so much pages. I mean, true.
So the idea is to release it in a series.
Okay.
Yes. And so if you look at it, so you have an athlete, a female athlete, then you have a creative, and you have a business person. So
Right.
then there's a mix. And so the next book will have, you know, varieties as well. So the next book, well, I don't want to release everyone, but you have choices between Kyron Pollard, Dwayne Bravo. There's Movie Town, Derek Chin.
Derek Chin, okay.
Yes. So he's one of the favorite businessmen that we have to release still.
Okay.
You know. So there's a lot to look forward to in the other books as well.
Now where children are concerned, right? I mean, we know that these stories, the stories of these people are absolutely amazing, of course.
They
I
are.
remember the first time when you were here, just a few months ago, we spoke about Dwayne Bravo.
Yes.
And how many things that he did. I don't want to sell out any of the interviews. So I'll buy the book and find out when the next one come out, right? With Dwayne Bravo in it, maybe. All right, if that's in the next edition. But I remember there were so many things that I did not know,
Yes.
and a lot of people won't know.
No.
Um,
In fact, in a lot of the interviews, a lot of people say, I've never said this in an interview before.
Yes.
So it's not that it's an exclusive, I mean, maybe, it's not like they signed something to say, well, I'm the only one that can release that information. But what you find is that when you do an interview, a lot of people are interested in this success. So we go into schools and we tell the children, well, look at what they've achieved, look at what they've achieved, you can too. But I actually find that leaves the children more frustrated than ever. Because it's like going into a big house with a set of fancy thing, and then you leave kind of feeling like,
yeah, my house.
boy, my house, yeah. So it actually...
Never look at it that way.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit of a deep thinker. But I feel as if that's what we do to children when we show them all that's available and show them what everybody achieved, and then you kind of go, well, so what's wrong with me? You know? But we haven't given them the tools. We also haven't related to them what those children went through. Because so since the book's been out a week now,
Right.
and since then I've gone to several schools, all in the lesser privileged. I don't like to use that word.
But everybody's sensitive
they don't
these
have,
days,
they don't have access to the resources that others have access to, and they would say, "Serious? Nah," and they actually realize that they are better off than some of the people that have made it successful. So then I say to them, so what's your excuse? And then I asked them, I said, is it that you've stopped dreaming? Because, and they all admit that they have stopped dreaming. Well, I can't be a doctor. I can't go to play for Barcelona because, well, I have no money and I have no this and I have no that. And then when you explain to them, because in the book we talk about Ria Ramnarine picking up coins off the street. That's how she paid for gym. Ria Ramnarine picked up coins off the street.
What?
And so
I
when
did not know that.
I had no idea.
brother, who's 25 years old, he posted saying this book is for adults as well.
Wow.
You know.
I think it is.
Yeah.
No, I think it is. I think it is.
A lot of it, yeah. There are a lot of things. And we look at them and we look at their success, but we have no idea what they have gone through. We have no idea. John Rahal. We all look at him, you know, he's multi-million-dollar, you know, and everybody kind of looks at him and go, you know, and, but we have no idea. This guy grew up, his parents are first-generation Syrians. So again, just like what's going on now, refugees, they came with nothing.
Right.
And he had 8 siblings. So it's 11 people, 9 plus 2, 2 adults in a house.
Right.
1 bathroom, it's an outhouse. So to get into Port of Spain, to go to school and whatnot, you know what time they had to get up for 11 people to bathe?
Yeah. Nice therapy right
so
there.
So he is at like a little boy. He has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, walk to go into a galvanized shower. They didn't have no hot water in a galvanized shower. You know, the water beating down, it's going to be freezing cold.
Wow.
You know, those are the situations that these people grew up in. But we look at them and we say, okay, they have a group of companies, multi-million dollars.
We see how they are now, but we
were born in money.
Exactly, and we miss the whole history behind them.
Absolutely, and we don't know the struggles that they've gone through. And so the book aims to talk about the struggles, because then the children can actually relate. Then the children can say, but wait, you are actually like me. And then it goes on to, you know, a few things to say, okay, like Mei Ling will talk about in the book, that for her, it wasn't a rags to riches, but it was, I've come from, my dad is very academic.
Right.
And 40 years ago, I mean, to say, well, I want to go away to England to study fashion, could you imagine?
Exactly.
It's like, you want to spend my money to go away to university to study fashion. You know, to cut cloth, you know, and she persisted. Her parents did support it. They sent her away. When she was finished with her degree, she gone to get this internship at a fashion house, and they wouldn't even let her talk. She was making tea, she was sweeping the floor, she was taking out the garbage, picking up pins, wouldn't let her talk. With her degree in fashion. So, you know, again, we look at Mei Ling now, but we have no idea that she paid her dues. She went in there, and for her it was like, listen, I'm going to just listen to these fashion designers, I'm going to pick up all their hints. Nobody has to know I'm there, I'm invisible, I'll serve you tea, I'm invisible, it's okay. But she's picking up and she's learning and she's listening.
Wow, I like the images as well.
Yes, well, that's Gerard, that's my illustrator.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I like it. There are actually pictures of Mei Ling.
Show it.
That's with a broom there. We can't zoom in there, but that's it with a broom. And the one with Rhea Ramnarine, I was just looking at as you mentioned it. There is Rhea Ramnarine picking up the coins on the road right here. It's absolutely amazing. I think it's pretty attractive on the eyes as well, because children like bright things, they like colorful things. So,
which brings me to a question that I've always wanted to ask someone who wrote a children's book. How difficult is it to write a children's book? Because I feel like it needs, there's so much more mindfulness than if you were writing for an adult. You just have to use your own language.
There is, absolutely. Well, there were 2 different things that I had to do. I coach little children. I homeschool my daughter. So, I mean, I'm very into children already.
Right.
So basically, when I was writing, I was speaking. You know, writing is just speaking. But I have to think, okay, I'm speaking to Jessie Lee, I'm speaking to my little children. So that was the first thing.
Right.
Then it went, coming down to the very end, I sent it to, you know, God is so good at, because I had no money. You knew that, right? I had no money, none whatsoever to put this book together.
Marsha went through, she went through the rough time too. Somebody gonna put her in the book just now. They're gonna put her in the book just now, trust me.
So I have a girl that I went to school with in St. Joseph. She actually is a linguistics, you know, professional.
Right.
Like she writes dictionaries and stuff, kind of cool, All of these things, you know, children don't understand, appreciate the amount of jobs and opportunities out there. We kind of stick to doctor, lawyer, you know.
Exactly.
We have no idea that you can become a linguistics professor, you know. You can create different languages. There's still like so many tribal languages that need to be converted and those kind of things. So she does, you know, she's really like a language professional, and she went through this and really like dug into the language, because again, for me, I have a pet peeve where, you know, in SCA, you can't end a sentence with a preposition, but then all over the place in every book, you see, well, you know, like the N4, or like, who am I speaking with?
Yeah.
That's bad English.
Right.
And so when we teach these children, and all our books have this bad English in it, so for me, I wanted to make sure that the English was not only easy for them to hear, but I wanted to make sure it was SEA approved.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
so that was a second level of editing, to make sure that, okay, yes, it's easy for them to read. And that, I think, was the biggest challenge, because it had to be easy to read, but it had to be proper English, so that in terms of SEA, I'm not contributing to them being confused, you know, as to what is the correct way to form a sentence.
Okay.
So that actually was, to me, the bigger challenge. 'Cause I speak to children all the time, but speaking to them and making sure it's SEA approved, it was the challenge.
That's two different things. And I know that the book goes for $100.
Yes.
And there is something that you have in place to accommodate those who may not be able to afford to buy the book for $100.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about
So
that.
we have a pledge a book that's going on, and you know, I have friends and family members who've pledged books. You know, just, I mean, so it's kind of like a pile that's piling up, because I've gone into schools already. You know, I've gone into, and you know, the truth is, even if they can afford, it's just not priority in those areas yet. You know, it's just not. And I want to be able to give them away. I mean, my Christmas wish is that a company will come and take them and have like a primary school tour. Because I don't really just want to give them away. So it's not a pleasure book for me to go and walk and just hand them out.
hand out the book,
because
obviously.
Children aren't going to appreciate it like that. But when I sit with the book and I read and I go through, and I do throw in some of the other stories from the other interviews that I've done, you know, then you see them. I mean, I went into a school. I try not to call the names, you know, publicly, but I went into one school, and it's a girls' school. The girls are all in like standard 4.
Okay.
And they're using words like kill she and gangster she, and I mean, they were in the courtyard, and right in front of me a fight was about to break out.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the world. This is what it is. And those same girls were the girls that I sat with, and I explained, and I told them my own story. And you saw these tough girls melt right in front of me. Within 20 minutes, they had melted. They had girls with, you know, tears in their eyes. And when I had left, I mean, they all hugged me. They walked me to the car. They had completely melted right in front of my eyes. And you could see that, I mean, one girl came and she held on to me. And she said, thank you so much. You know, one of the teachers said, you know, I think that you've been a huge inspiration. And so for me, I don't just want to give out the book, you know. It's not about just somebody sponsoring 3,000 books and distributing. I want to be able to go into the schools and say to them, you know, really and truly, the book says it all, you know, you can, you absolutely can.
Wow. I think that's a great thing if you're looking to do that, a tour, to really read the book. And I mean, nobody could express it like you can. I mean, after all, you're the one that got, you know, I mean, you're the one when you went into the interviews. During the interviews, I'm sure that you would have gotten a better understanding, and maybe you would have appreciated
I mean,
the people that are
those interviews
highlighted.
Inspired me. You know, I think without those interviews, I would not have struggled to keep going to get the book. You know, because you hold on to it, and you hold on to their own stories, and you go, listen, if these people can do it, you can do it.
You can do it exactly.
You know?
So I wanna focus on a group of people that would like to do it. If you can do it, they can publish a book as well, right? A lot of folks don't know what the publishing process is like, and maybe if you could run us through what was the process of getting this book published.
No problem. So I self-published. I don't know why, because I just did. I was looking around, you know, and I mean, you always hear that, you know, people are just trying to get someone to publish a book. I'm not a waiter, I'm not a procrastinator, you know, I'm just not like that.
I can tell you that, she does not procrastinate.
It is just, I mean, so I have a vision, and, you know, I'm going to get it out. So I met with someone called Nasser Khan. He was, you know, he's kind of like my mentor, my writing mentor, because he's actually authored several books. And so we just got started. For him, I told him, I said, well, I'm a speaker, I'm not a writer. I'm not an author by profession.
Right.
You know? Never even write a column before. You know. And he said, listen, but you're a speaker. And again, all you have to do is speak the words, type whatever you want to speak. So that was the start. And then came Gerard, because illustrators are very expensive. Again, I have no money. And Gerard believed in the project. I have to say, you know, again, yes, maybe somebody will write the story of it. But, you know, he came and he said, look, I will do it, you know, and he did it, you know, free of charge, for payment after, of course. Because we appreciated that we needed to get the book out. You know, me knocking on doors. To be fair to corporate Trinidad and Tobago, they don't know whether or not I'm just this girl with a pipe dream and I can actually put it together.
Right.
So we sat and he said, listen, let's get the book going. And NASA just helped, you know, back and forth, take this line out, and so we got the book. He then actually put me onto a printer, and it was just a matter of asking around. I bought I went to bookstores and looked for local books, found the authors, spoke to the authors, asked them questions. Just the same way, you know, asking, how do you do it? How do you this? What do you need? What do you that? And they say, well, this is what you need, this is what you like. And everybody gives you a piece of the puzzle, and you just keep taking notes and you know, just asking questions.
And everything falls into place. I mean, once you're driven, like you are, and you get all these little bits and pieces of information and assistance, everything, you know, once you're driven to do something and you're dedicated towards it, everything just falls into place eventually. You don't even sometimes you don't even understand how it falls into place, you know. It just happens, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's because of your persistence, it's because of your dedication to what you're doing, and it's just because you're very, very driven and you want to get this out. And
he's making me blush.
No, I'm telling you, and because, I mean, this is a great, I don't even think, I mean, I believe that this is one of the best products I think that anybody could actually get their hands on. I'll tell you why, I'll tell you why. Because we need, we're in a space right now with young people, especially from children come up, right? Where we need them to understand that nothing comes easily.
Yes, absolutely.
Success does not happen in the blink of an eye or during your overnight sleep. You don't just go to sleep in the night and then wake up the next morning a millionaire because the money fall from the sky. And I think they need to understand that what their parents, even looking at their parents, I think, you know, the children don't, as a child, I never understood what my parents were going through, watching them go to work.
Right.
You don't understand what work is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? All you know, things reach.
Yeah.
Things happen. Hey, it have juice in the fridge. It have watermelon there. It have a lemon meringue pie there too. It have chicken to eat.
That's why my 6-year-old works hard for her money.
You understand? So I think this also, not only for the people that are featured in the book, but it could give a better understanding to children as to what their parents do and what they go through on a daily basis in order to provide for them as well.
Absolutely.
So I mean, this is a terrific product, and makes sense to me. Before we wrap things up, I want you to talk about the Make Sense. I know you said part of the proceeds go towards what is it? The Make Sense to Me.
So the Make Sense to Me initiative foundation.
Yeah.
So for every book that you purchase, at the end of the day, I mean, yes, of course, great if somebody comes and takes it on board and they pay for me to be able to do a school tour, then great. But for every book that's purchased for now, until we get corporate sponsorship, it goes towards me being able to go into the schools, do the speaking, the mentorship talk, and give away some books. We have 2 other initiatives that are going on. One is called Piece of Me Christmas Camp.
Yes, the Piece of Me Christmas Camp.
Yes. So it's encouraging. So we're not asking companies to give any money. We're asking them to give a piece of me. So for instance, the children can come and see what it's like to be in a studio, what it's like to produce news, etc. They're going on to an ad. They're going to restaurants. And again, it's children who don't have access to those opportunities. Yeah. You know, so we have, so for instance, like Central FC, Brent will go through, yes, being a footballer, so the footballers will talk as well what they had to go through, but Brent will also tell his story in terms of course, being blacklisted, having your football career cut short, and then moving on to saying, you know what, I could call this quits, or I could go and buy a whole football team, you know, and I could move on to something else. And so we have this Piece of Me Christmas Camp. On the 19th of December, the Ignite Ministries, which is a Christian group of young people, they're coming together as a Laventille outreach program. It's a health fair. So it's young professionals, dentists and doctors, whatnot. They're going to be giving HIV testing, dental checkups and whatnot, free of charge. Wow. And I will have, you know, of course, instead of having this long line where you have nothing to do before, you know, the kids can come by me, they'll get my little specialized book reading. you know, with a little mentorship talk. There will be like a dream wall where the children and the adults are encouraged to write their dreams. And, you know, because one dream at a time will make the country better. If everybody goes towards their dreams, the country will actually just, by the value systems that you need to accomplish those dreams. You know, I always remember someone going on, I went on to one of these kind of like self-help motivational things in the UK. And the woman is saying, you know, if I can give you $1 million, I wouldn't. Because the journey to getting the $1 million is really where the riches lie.
Yeah.
Because the values and the strength that you develop in getting towards the richness, you know, the wealth or whatnot, that's where the success really lies. And so, of course, if each person in Trinidad takes that journey towards their dream, even if we don't accomplish it necessarily, you know, the betterment that we will see.
At least you try, you know. It's better to try and fail than to fail to try, you know.
Well, you know, again, there's so many sayings, you know, failure way to success. Michael Jordan will talk about his actual, for him, if he wanted to increase his success rate, he needed to increase his failure rate. You know, because it's just the more times that you fall down, you learn and you become better.
It's something that I've told, because I direct, it's something that I've told my cast before, is that you need to exhaust yourself of every single possible thing that you can do wrong. So that the next thing that you do on stage can only be right.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Is Ishmael and oh gosh, Ishmael and Cans? Is Ishmael and Cans?
The big bookstores I haven't reached to yet because they're a little bit harder. I can't just walk into the store and, you know, say, hey, can you stock it? I have to go through the head office, and it's only been a week. And to be honest, I have just been actually really busy doing book readings, and I've done a few book fairs. I have book fairs this weekend. It's of course Christmas time.
Well,
And again, you know, for me, it was really about getting the book out there so that I could read it to children and inspire them.
Wow. Well, how you gonna make money, girl? How you gonna make money?
You know, in the Old Testament, God dropped bread from the sky.
Yes.
You know,
just do what you love. And the universal figure.
You're doing something that you definitely have a passion for, and I think you're going to be rewarded in the end either way. I'm going to see if I can make a couple calls as well.
You see?
Now I'll make a couple calls and see if I can get on to some people in corporate to get behind this. Because I think
I can hug him on air. Is that allowed?
No. I think the sponsorship thing, I think getting corporate to buy into this in order for other children who may not be able to afford the $100 is a terrific idea. And if we could get, if we could get 500-600 copies, you know, taken by one company. I mean, come on, man, that's small money for you, all right? And it's Christmas time. What did I give?
Yes, it's not giving all you.
And I would freely go with the books and do my talk.
Not a problem. And
give the kids some inspiration.
Just in case, I just want to throw this out there because I know the producer of Story Corner usually watches the program. I'm going to talk to the producer of Story Corner and see if we could get you on Story Corner with the book.
Right.
And maybe you can bring in those kids as well and have them sit with the children of Story Corner. And and you can come. We can get you to come and read the book to them on Story Corner. It takes place on a Sunday.
You know, if I give them a hug, then you know, the whole world's gonna think I'm some kind of hugger.
Oh God. But I want to thank you for coming, and we'll see what we could do to get this out there. But Story Corner is going to be the first step. So I'm going to get on that today, and I'll have a response to you by maybe by lunchtime. On which Sunday? And I'm promising that's a guarantee.
Yeah, that's a Christmas gift.
Guarantee. All right.
That's a Christmas gift to Marsha Riley.
And I'm also going to make a couple calls and see how we could, if we could get anybody in corporate to really buy in and sponsor this book and get it. You know, I mean, I get some money in your pocket, and the illustrator get paid, you know, Jordan.
Yes, true.
All right, so thanks a lot for coming, Marsha.
Thank you so much for having me.
When the other editions do come out, you're welcome to call me.
Yes, absolutely.
And the only reason why I didn't know who was calling when they tried to contact me, I did somebody fixed my phone the other day and I changed the whole board and lost a whole set of numbers, including Philip Alexander's own. I've lost everybody's really electional number I take. Anywhere around that in the last probably 6 months, I lose everybody number like a fish out of water right now.
Well, but you need to announce it on air now.
I lost all your number. All right, but hey, we working towards getting yours back. All right, and remember, if I can, you can too, people. All right, and we're going to look at the Piece of Me program as well, and maybe try to get a connection with Synergy in India. I'm going to talk to the GM this morning about that and see if we could if we could cover that as well, and you know, create a whole documentary surrounded about it.
You see?
It's only the 2nd of December.
You see?
All right.
You see? I tell you, God dropped bread from the sky.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen.
That's to show how much we love Christmas here at Breaking Down. We're just giving out, as soon as December reaches, just presents everywhere.
The whole loaf mightn't fall one time, but if we could get it a few crumbs at a time, it will eventually become an entire loaf. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And like I said, welcome back anytime, and best of luck with this book. If I can, you can too. Pick it up at the bookstores where it's available. It's Charon's, you said?
Yeah, Charon's in St. James.
Charon's in St. James.
Academics Plus at Curep.
Academics Plus in Curep.
Morton's Bookstore on Long Circular Road.
Morton's Bookstore, Long Circular Road.
They can email or find us on Facebook and we will deliver. So type in Make Sense to Me. You can Google it, it will come up.
And
Or Make
Sense is
Sense to Me at
CENTS.
gmail.com. Yes, Sense is CENTS, as in dollars and cents.
Right.
So you can email us, Make Sense to Me at gmail.com, or contact us at 684-1200, and we'll be happy to deliver.
All right,
If there's a
beautiful.
school out there that wants, the little talk with the book reading, call and I'll be happy to do it.
That's another thing I'm going to check into. You're reading in school, the school tour. You're checking all of that. All right, Brendan, you know the school up in Blanchisseuse, man. You working there is a good thing.
Well, yeah, that's a secondary school, but they have a couple of primary schools up there.
And secondaries, I mean, you just said that, said for adults.
For real, everyone should have a...
schools, we could do.
Yeah? No, in the sense that I think, you know what, parents, buy this for your kids for Christmas. That's important.
All right, so
no matter what age,
Marsha Riley.
Like moms, if you're watching, buy one for me.
Marsha Riley is the name. If I Can, You Can too is the name of the book. Go pick it up.